Hi, it's Jill with cricflix, and surprise, I am doing a scrapbook layout that I've been asked quite frequently if I would please do. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm doing one of my packets, and I haven't organized all this like I should have. These are all printed out. None of this comes from a stack pack or open stock card stock. I picked some colors that went with my gnomes, my pink gnomes. I picked this pink and white polka dot for one of my backgrounds. And this is stone, but rather than a gray stone, it's a green. And then this is a green checker, or I don't want to say gingham, but I always think of an Easter basket with that. A really fine gray and white stripe. And a really tiny green and white polka dot. These are going to be my background pages. This is going to be a 2-page, 12 by 12 inch layout. And I've got my trusty little Martha Stewart heart punch here. What I'm going to do with them yet, I don't know. Well, let me tell you what I've got going on here. Did I grab my gun? Yeah, right here. I got my glue gun. Okay. I had done a screenshot of how I was going to lay it out so that I would be all prepared, but I forgot to print out the screenshot. So this one may come out completely different than I originally planned, but that's okay. It's all good. What this packet contains are brackets. I call them brackets, frame mats for the photos. Now on this one, it cut a little off because that sometimes happens, but I don't like to just throw it away. I'm going to bring this in close so that you can see. Up in here, I had it outlined in kind of a glitter, and it didn't cut all the way. That's why I use the offsets. So this is only at the top and not at the bottom. However, in scrapbooking, scraps means exactly what the word means. You just use scraps and do it. So if something isn't perfect, I use it anyway. There's a pink and white polka dot. This one did cut out fine. When I take the close-up pictures, you'll see that I had outlined them. What I actually did is I have a file of frames and the frames are outlined. How do I explain? They're actually cut out and they're not solid in the middle, and I had to have it solid to make it a photo mat. So I traced it and put it behind this outline that I really like. I should have done, I know what I'm going to do when I remember and get around to it, is I'll do a little bit of it on my actual software screen, recording it so you can see. And then this is the pink and white, or green and white polka dot. Then I made a couple corner pieces out of a pink stone. Then I'll show you what I'm going to do with these. Some of it I'll remember as I go. Love these gnomes. I bought these a long time ago, this file, and absolutely love it and never been able to use it. Guys, I'm not putting pictures in this layout. I'm just going to do the layout, and I'm never going to get back into, I'm never going to have the opportunity to film scrapbooking. I shouldn't say never. That was how do I word this? If I do them with pictures, it's going to take me much longer than if I just go ahead and do what I had always done. Is I made a packet that if somebody wanted to order the pre-made packet that had all the elements in it that you need, I would use it and do a layout of my grandkids. However, I haven't printed out pictures in a while, and inside my closet that I'm staring into, it's where I'm filming, I have a huge box of pictures. But every time I sit down and go through them, trying to pick when it was and trying to figure out how old they were, what was going on in those pictures, whether it was a birthday party, a holiday, whatever, it just gets overwhelming for me. So until I'm not taking care of grandkids anymore, which Might be at least a few years yet, because two of my kids still want more. So it might be a bit before I'm done with that. But until that time comes, I can't. It's too much for me. I get overwhelmed. I'm getting overwhelmed now thinking about it. But anyway, here's a little gnome. She's holding a heart, or she, he, it. I don't know what it is. And one holding a little present, a little package here. And one that's holding a bunch of goodies, donuts, ice cream, cookies. Lucky gnome. And then what I did, I only used these three gnomes were my driving force on how I picked my colors and how I was going to do the layout. So, oh, and I also have the word, gnome, because it's going to say, gnome buddy loves you like I love you. And I've got that all printed out sitting over here. And I might as well bring it over here. Well, that's why I left it over there, because I didn't have any room over here. But I will grab it anyway. And I better hurry my little butt up, because I've got my weight training class in 45 minutes. So, hence the outfit. I'm all ready to go to the gym in the cold. That's dedication. I took some of the images, and in this particular file, it came with feet and hands. So what I did is I made a photo frame here. I have to come around and show you. This is what I mean by these frames that I had were just the outline. I used them to make the photo mats, but for some reason, I don't know what I did. I didn't put a solid color behind it. And so this actually cut out. I left it. It's totally fine. But I put the shoes on him. I put some arms on him. And I had him back here like he's holding the mat, or the picture sitting on him, whatever. And that is actually one of my picture mats. And then this one I did. And you can see the outline. I have to keep coming around here because I don't know if you can see. You can see the little, I think, pink outline that I did. That's actually my frame, and it cuts out hollow, but I didn't want it hollow. So this is another photo mat. And all I did is took one of these guys and put it behind it when I was designing it in the studio in software. So that's one of them. Then I've got my gnomes and my wording here. And I better get my butt moving. I don't know if I'm going to use this. I'm not going to be needing all the paper that I printed out. I'm only going to be using 2 background colors. The others you could use. There's enough in this packet that you could actually make 4 12 by 12 pages. I always print it out with extras when I have these kits so that you can do 4 layouts. However, I only put together 1. I'll leave it to you and your imagination on the second one. So I'm going to put those aside. And since I already have this all cut out, it's kind of easier for me when I don't have pictures. So I'm just going to, I want my stripe going up and down, not like that. And it looks like I got another page under there. Guys, I do. I don't know if I showed this one or not. A green? I think I did. I just didn't grab it. So yes, you definitely have enough here to do 2 layouts. So let me see how I want to do this one. First thing I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to put these corner pieces of the stone. The stone file that I have, I'd gotten on Etsy, and I absolutely love it because it's got all the stones are colored different colors, and they're really fun to play with. Now, when I cut out a 12 by 12, I cannot on my printer, I can set it to print all the way to the edge with no border. However, that's not the way the print. My assumption would be the reason it doesn't print that way is because I know from my experience with the Imagine the Cricut Imagine from years ago, you could do the overspray, but all that ink gets into the printing system of it. And so that's why I think on my printer, it leaves about 1/8 of an inch all the way around in white. I just leave it. I don't try and cut it off. I like it. For some reason, I'm strange and I like it. But anyway, I'm going to tape these down first. And did I get some pop dots out? I'm sure I did. I think I did. I don't know if I see some. Sometimes I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. I have too much going on. Had my little Mila today, and she needed a haircut. Her hair down to her waist, which is beautiful black hair. However, well, it used to be curly. It's not anymore. Cut that off. But she doesn't like to have her hair combed, and it's always a knotted, matted mess. So my daughter finally said, will you please cut it? So I cut it today, and it looked like spun silk. It was beautiful. I cut it off about to here on her. It was down to her waist, but it took me 45 minutes after I washed her hair to get a brush through it. So matted. So anyway, but came out so cute. I'm going to put this little guy down here. He's Photomat numero uno. And let me grab some top dots here because I'm not real sure what I'm going to pop dot yet. I think I'm going to pop dot him for starters. Thinking what else is new. Last couple of years ago, my son-in-law fell off of a ladder. And he was kind of feeling not real sure if anything had happened or not, and he went into the hospital to have an x-ray just to make sure everything was okay. Well, at that time, they did x-rays, and his doctor said that he saw something that he was kind of concerned about or questionable on his heart. And so he told my son-in-law, you know, he thought he should follow up and get that checked. And of course, my son-in-law was like, I'm 42. He must have been 40 at the time. Didn't go. Well, last year, his mother's an identical twin. And his aunt, his mother's sister, lives in Florida and has 3 kids. And they're all around the same age as my son-in-law. They would have been late 30s, early 40s at the time. Last year, the son-in-law, or that son-in-law, the cousin, the older boy, was having some issues with his heart and went into the hospital, and they said he needed to spend the night. He needed to stay all night. They needed to admit him, and for the heart guy, whoever would come in the morning, and he said, no, I'm not staying. I'll come back in the morning. I'll come back, but I'm not sleeping here. So he went home, and unfortunately had a heart attack and passed away. So it was very, very sad because he was young, and it was just if he'd stayed at the hospital, he probably would still be here. There is something to be said about taking care of yourself too. And when the doctors tell you something, you need to listen. But I think a lot of times he was not good. He was making some poor choices anyway. But anyway, then about 3 or 4 months ago, his aunt had a massive heart attack, and she's okay, but can't take care of herself. It really took a toll on her. And then a few weeks ago, the daughter had a heart attack and died. Again, underlying issues like I said, taking care of yourself, smoking, drinking, just doing things you shouldn't be doing. And she ended up, I'm putting the Gnome on here if I can figure out where I want to put it. This is what I have so far, guys, as I'm talking. I pop dotted this mat. Anyway, as I was saying, she didn't take care of herself and doing bad choices and passed away. And I'm not sure how old she was. I think she was the baby, the youngest of all of them. And so my daughter kind of said to my son-in-law, you need to go in, and it looks like there's heart issues in the family. So after recalling when he'd fallen off the ladder, he recalled the doctor having said he saw something. So he went in a week ago Tuesday for a stress test, and any type of exertion, I think it caused his heart to race or whatever. So they said he needed to go see a cardiologist. So they made an appointment for that same Thursday, 2 days later. And we thought, well, it's kind of like my brother, same situation, same scenario. It was like deja vu. He was scheduled to go and see the cardiologist and thought, well, maybe we'd have to have a stent put in, something along those lines. He went in, and they called him back to come in to let him know that he needed triple bypass open heart surgery. So that just about sent him in a tailspin. Then he had, the next day he had the echogram, and met with the doctor after that, went in with the surgeon to go over what all was going to be done, and found out his heart, thank God, is perfect. The actual muscle itself is in perfect condition. It's the arteries. And it was 100% genetic. There's nothing he could have done to change it. No eating, nothing would have made any difference. But he has to have 5 arteries bypassed. So, asking for prayers. We're a little bit shocked. We're still in the aftermath of the finding out, which none of us had expected. Healthy guy, makes right choices, never smoked a day in his life. He doesn't, nothing. He just doesn't do anything. Guys, I don't like where this is lining up with my mat, so I'm going to push my mat down so I can get Gnome all the way across. And praying that I don't tear all the, it worked. So anyway, he is going in for surgery on the 26th of January. They can't get him in until then. But my younger brother, who's a cardiologist, I contacted and sent all the information to him, and he said, following protocol, it would have been exactly what he would have done. And as long as my son-in-law takes it easy, they put him on medication to slow his heart and something for anxiety, and told him to lay low and no shoveling snow, no ice fishing, no hunting, no nothing, can't lift anything. And he's kind of been up and down about the whole thing, because that is not what he expected to hear. I dropped my hearts, guys, sorry. I forgot to mention I had these little hearts in here too. But that is not a fun thing. It's not fun for anybody. And this time of year, they both suffer from PTS anyway, because this is the time of the year, pretty much the exact time of the year, that they found out that their eldest daughter was 6 at the time, Kendall, had leukemia. And so they suffer this time of the year because it was when they found out. And so this did not help matters, but they're strong, you know. They're warriors. That's what they are. So that isn't a pleasantry, but it's part of life, and I just thought I would share and ask for prayers from you, those of you that believe in the power of prayer and believe in me and my family. So, Gnome Buddy loves me. loves, oh, not loves me, loves you. Loves you like. Okay, there we go. Got it, guys. Got it. Do I have one of those little... No. I used to have a little sticky tape thing to stick these through to run them. I haven't done scrapbooking in so long that I don't know where some of my stuff is. That's not unusual for me. This is going to end up having 2 mats on it for 2 pictures, one here and here. And the other one, we'll see how many we fit on there when I get to it. Let me see what time it is to make sure that I am not late for my class. If I show up late, my coach makes me do 10 minutes extra workout on a treadmill or a mountain climb or whatever. And I don't like to do any more than I do. I'm good. So I don't like to be late. I don't want to do it. Although I do come home and work out for another hour on my virtual. I just went in after everything going on. I went in and had my blood work done and found out my cholesterol had gone up a little bit more. So I've got to, my doctor said, just keep doing what you're doing. Eat healthy and exercise, cardio. And I can't do any more than I'm already doing. Okay, there we got the first page. Gnome Buddy Loves You Like. Here we go to page 2. Oh, I can't believe I'm getting a cold. I never get colds. Well, obviously I do. I'm going to use this mat on him over here. I'm going to do it over here. And I'm probably going to look at the pictures that I took. I did screenshots how I was going to lay this out, because when I designed it, I put it all together in layers. However, when I go to cut it, I have to take everything apart to print it and cut it out. And so therefore I can't look at my screen to see how I had done this. I guess it doesn't really much matter. And I'm going to be trying to do a little bit more of these because right now I'm not busy, and my husband is the one that's busy with his furniture. So I'm not real busy. So I'm going to do these. And come on. I could have put more on there, I suppose. Okay. So put that right there, and I want to put this on before I put the mats on. I love you. Nobody loves you like I love you. I got it. I got it. So, you know, these can be printed out, or you could just have them on a little square and just take the square on rather than doing the way this cuts out letter by letter. What I had to do is I had to push my letters together so they would print out as one to cut out. Otherwise, I would have been dealing with a bunch of individual letters. The thing I found very odd was that when I pushed them together, they used to auto weld, so this would have been one word. This isn't. It shows the lines for the whole letter. But I'm okay with that because it's easier to read than when they're welded. It's harder to distinguish the letters that are connected. So I don't know if anybody understood at all what I was talking about, but in my head, I know what I was trying to say. So let me put, do you think I can fit 2 mats on there? There's 1 mat, 2 mat, 3 mat. Yes, I can do it. I can do it. It would be fun to have pictures. We just went on a bus tour of the lights, of the night lights of the holidays in Madison. We went to the governor's mansion, and anyway, we had this. It was an awesome bus. It was just beautiful. It's like the limousine kind. And the grandkids were just absolutely in heaven. They had a blast. They had music playing, so we were singing Christmas carols, and my daughter had made hot chocolate and a bunch of Christmas cookies. And so we spent 2 hours driving around with the bus driver there, driving us around, showing us all the light parades and things going on. We did that on Tuesday. I started to tell something that went with this story and forgot what it was I was going to tell about it. Things aren't getting any better for me, guys. They really aren't. I still can't remember anything. Somebody said this morning it starts in the back of your head, works forwards towards your mouth to say something. By the time it gets all the way forward on me, I've forgotten. I'm going to put one of the hearts on here. He's got a heart on his hat too. Tint that up a little bit. And I'm not going to use any more of these. Maybe I'll put a little tiny one down there. What the heck? I think I will. I'm going to pop at it. Everybody knows how much I like pop tops. And I still have all the bins full of the pictures I've done for my kids, and I've been telling them for 3 years now to throw a wine party and go through the pictures and sort out pages that are yours, and there's books here for you to take and go home and put them together. And they didn't do it, and I was sick of that standing in my room because I wanted to put a tree up in my room where that was, so I put them all under my bed. Now with them under my bed, they will probably not be looked at until the kids have to clean out the house when I'm no longer here. And they're going to find them and go, oh, here's all those albums she did. And they'll be so sad. But I tried to tell them to please get them out of here. You know, nowadays with our digital cameras and the books that you can order online from, like, I can't even think of the name of it, but you get them even on Facebook. They advertise the books that you can get. So I think maybe some people have, I don't know, maybe stopped scrapbooking. I don't know. To me, I like the scrapbooking because of the personal side of it. When I'd asked my daughter about somebody else doing it, she said, no, not interested, because it needs to be from you. And I simply am overwhelmed. Okay, and if I get 2 more kids and that makes 18 grandkids, there's just no way. I can't keep up. I cannot keep up with them. And I have a sneaky feeling, and I'm pretty sure I'm right. I feel like one of them is already pregnant and will announce it at Christmas time. I just have a feeling. She asked me today about using my iron press to make a sweatshirt, and that usually, she already did them all for Disney. And that, to me, I'm thinking she's probably going to make a sweatshirt to wear over on Christmas morning, indicating that she's pregnant. Okay, there we go. It goes, guys. Some of my, come here, y'all. There we go. This is the way that we'll go. So I'll take some pictures, and I did them backwards. I was trying so hard to make sure I had them the right way. I'll get this uploaded, and hopefully, no promises, but hopefully I'll be able to do another one tomorrow. Again, I have to have something to keep me busy, and I hate Christmas wrapping, so my daughter-in-law is 2 of my daughters. One's coming Sunday, and I don't know what day the other one's are coming to help me do my wrapping. What happens every year is when I wrap all my presents for the grandkids, I always, 100% of the time, always miss somebody, have the wrong name. I give them something that was supposed to be for so-and-so, and I screw it up every year, just every year without fail. So they said they're going to help me wrap because that's when it happens. But anyway, everybody have a great day, night, weekend, whenever I get this loaded up. And thank you for watching. I'm headed out now. Bye-bye.